Hey guys, it's Zeon.
And Dr. Aggro.
And we saw something that was not Batman v Superman. Yeah, we're getting that comparison out of the way right goddamn now. Yeah, Civil War. It's everything that we wanted Batman v Superman to be. Or at least, like the best case scenario. It's just, good lord. Okay, so, alright, I don't know about you, but I went into this movie with, like, the highest fucking expectations. Winter Soldier was, like, my top tier, like, favorite goddamn MCU film to date, and I was just like, okay, I'm not expecting this to top Winter Soldier. Like, Winter Soldier was just a rock-solid, tight-as-hell film with, like, a really good plotting, and really good characters, and really good pacing. And I'm like, I don't see this movie pulling all that off. But I'm like if it's anything less than a 9, I'm going to be fucking disappointed. Especially, like, when the reviews started coming in, and it's just, like, it had like, a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, whew, alright, guys. You're setting a high bar here. Anything less than a 9, I'm going to be horribly disappointed. I was not. Like, oh, God. There's just so much to talk about with this movie.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard, because there's either an enormous amount to talk about, or there's really nothing to say about it. Because you just go scene by scene and go, yep, perfect,
yeah.
Perfect, yep, okay, that checks out.
Yeah, just, okay, like, I'm going to say right now, I think Winter Soldier is, like the better movie. I think this is probably the best, like, comic book, the concept of a comic book to film, like, idea ever done. Like, this is just, like, when I think of, like a comic book, like, that's a comic book on the big screen. Like people point to Avengers, like, we did it. We finally made a comic movie that felt like a comic book just all the way through. And
Watchmen is somewhere over there going, what?
Hey. Zack Snyder, who cares?
Anymore.
And plus, not everyone saw the Ultimate Cut.
True.
Yeah. So, like, everyone, like, jerks off, like, the Avengers, and I'm like, yeah, like, the Avengers is great shit, like, but this felt like a comic book event on the big screen. Just the way they utilized the characters, how the screen time was cut up, I like the fact that this is actually a goddamn Captain America movie. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were like, oh, this is like, this is just going to be like another, Avenger movie. They might as well just call it Avengers. They might as well call it Civil War. Hell, it's just as much of an Iron Man movie as a Cap... When you get to the core, though, like, everything really does focus around Captain America.
There were a couple of very strong moments where it's like, and now it's a Captain America movie.
Yeah, and, like a lot of things just, because, like, a lot of shit happens to Iron Man, but the shit that happens to Iron Man comes right back and affects Cap.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it is very much a Cap film. So that's something I really appreciated. Like, all the other Avengers, they have, like, they're there. They have, like, their scenes. They have, the airport fight, which is the big centerpiece of the film, like, in the middle. Which I found it was interesting that like, the Civil War aspect of, like, the heroes versus heroes, that's just in the middle of the movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they had to choose the overall structure because, from the movies to the comics, the scale of the Civil War event is very different.
Yes,
so it's a lot more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
So they had to narrow that down to keep that a more personal thing, whereas in the comic book, it was this enormous middle of Manhattan, and... Yeah, so it wasn't a personal thing, it was a holy fuck, we're ruining society kind of scale.
And, like, I think it works better as a smaller, more personal story, because, like, you spent, like, all of these movies, getting, like, getting inside Cap's head and, like, Tony's head, and then just, like, I don't know, just that culmination of their clashing ideologies. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, you get that in the Civil War comic.
Yeah, but again, in the Civil War comic, it's a larger political thing. And in the MCU, there's only like 10 guys.
Yeah.
And it happens really early on in the whole, and it's really the event that decides the whole trajectory of what a superhero is and how they stand legally and all that, which is what Civil War did, but decades and decades after the fact. It was Civil War was part of, that comics, maturation thing. I don't really want to use more mature, but where they go, wait, Wait, no, all of this is super illegal. Should we do a story about that?
Right? Yeah.
Because, I mean, even Falcon was arguing in the comics, he's like, but the masks are traditional. Somebody else in that party's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Alright. So, yeah. Let me just say, I think no one can argue that the Captain America trilogy is easily, by far, the best fucking superhero trilogy there is. Because, like, you know, because I think everyone agrees, the comic consensus is, like, these two movies are fucking stellar, and at very least, the first Avenger was really damn good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And, like, to me, this just stands as, like, the strongest fucking superhero trilogy. Dan made the argument, it's like, shit, I'd say this is the best trilogy, period. I was like, I paused for a moment to think, and he goes, well, what's the competition? I'm like, well, there's Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, The Godfather, maybe? But everyone shits on 3.
Right.
So, yeah, Back to the Future,
yeah,
but everyone shits on 3.
The Back to the Future trilogy is perfect and without flaw. I don't know what to tell you about that.
Kyle, but they went into the future in 2, but, like, future him was still there, meaning that they hadn't even changed anything if that were...
Without flaw.
Yeah, I like this definitely stands, like, not only is, like, I would say the best comic book superhero trilogy... Ooh. I think that's personal bias on our part.
A little bit.
Well, definitely one of the best trilogies ever made, I would say at this point. It's definitely a contender for one of the best. For me, it's like, now she just threw Evil Dead into the mix. I'm like, okay, fine. Like Evil Dead, the original Star Wars trilogy, and Captain America.
Once Upon a Time in China 3 got a little weird.
I never saw the Once Upon a Time in China movies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Also, for a moment there, like, I got that mixed up for Big Trouble in Little China. I'm like, they made 3 of those?
Escape from Little China?
Yeah. So, yeah. Also, I guess, let's just go ahead. Yeah, we're just going to go, like, full spoilers. Obviously, we love this movie. You know, it does everything that it really needed to do. I think it had, like, you know, pretty much anyone who gave this movie anything less than a fucking 8 is an asshole in my mind. It's like, what type of uppity cunt are you? Like, this movie it's good. Like, it's not the thing. It's not like, oh, like, it was a fun, like, summer romp. It's like, no, like, it has strong theming, it has strong characters, it really paid off on development from previous films. Like, this to me was like the best fucking Cat movie, it was the best fucking Iron Man movie, it was the best fucking Avengers movie, and anyone who disagrees can fucking blow me. Period.
It's the best Spider-Man movie in 10 years.
Right? Oh my god. So yeah, like, full spoilers from here on out. First off, let me just say, the inevitable comparison to Batman v Superman.
To what?
That abomination we watched last month. I know you were really drunk. But yeah, because, like, everyone's just like, oh, you can't compare them. They're 2 completely different movies. You can't just go and compare 2 different movies and just say that one's better than the other.
We're going to put a pin in that.
Okay.
Because I'm an enormous proponent of calling out, you know, false comparisons. And
yeah. Yeah.
That movie, which shall not be named, was directly engineered to be the same thing Civil War was.
It really was, because, you know, and people want, like, because people want to say, oh, like, on a surface level, it's heroes fighting. No, like you look at those movies, like, it takes the tragedies of a previous film to be the springboard of another character, a villain character who was just introduced, to create friction between 2 superheroes in an attempt to get them to fight. It introduces new characters to this universe that we've never seen before, and culminating in a big action set piece, and then a big final twist of the villains, on the villains' behalf, that leads to one big climactic fight at the end. The only difference is, Civil War did all of these things fucking better.
I mean, it's not apples to oranges, it's apples to apples, except one of these apples is completely fucking insane.
I was gonna say, like, you know, like 6 months old, but, you know, yeah, it's, and no one puts pesticides on it, so it's like worms and shit. Yeah. yeah, it's like the comparisons are just, it's really hard to ignore. Like, anyone who wants to like, oh, you can't like, compare these. It's completely different. No, it's the same fucking movie. It's just one did it a hell of a lot better. And the best part is like you know, at the end of Civil War, Baron Zemo doesn't like mix his blood and create fucking like, quick, throw me out of Marvel equivalent to Doomsday.
Okay, I thought it was kind of weird that they just used Zemo's name for that.
Yeah, that was really weird, because, like, I don't know too much about Baron Zemo, but I know he is not that guy.
Baron Zemo is that purple-hooded fucker.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, in the last time I checked, still standing continuity, it was Baron Zemo's castle. He had, like, a V-1 rocket he was going to launch at some city that had freedom, and that's where Cap fell in the ice. He and Bucky were on the rocket trying to defuse it. The rocket, you know, goes off. Cap jumps off, lands in the water. But the fucking thing explodes, and everybody thinks Bucky's dead.
Huh.
Yeah. So when Zemo showed up, I was like,
yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah, so really, like, much like Lex Luthor, Zemo is Zemo in name only.
Mm-hmm.
But thing is, though, unlike Luthor, because, like, I didn't mind them completely, you know, making Lex Luthor a completely different character in the movie that shall not be named.
Yeah, that could have been interesting.
Yeah. The problem is, though, that, like, he had no fucking motivations, his dialogue was really conflicting, just everything about it just didn't make fucking sense.
I didn't even mind the way he did it. I mean, I didn't mind the character, just nothing he did made any sense.
Yeah, and, with Zemo, though, like, you know, his big twist at the end was, like, this one last attempt to just fucking turn Tony against Cap and against Bucky, and... like, you know, once again, tying things back into the characters, making the conflict about them, and, you know, it wasn't like, oh, well, the Civil War's now over, let's go fight the big monster in our team-up battle. Mm-hmm. No, like, it's like, it tied it back into that concept, and, you know, also tied it back into the themes of the revenge, the side effects of the tragedies of war. Good job, Great Kitty. You know, like the effects it has on people and what they end up doing in reaction to it. Yeah. It's, oh god, it's just so many levels of payoff there. It was so damn good. I've heard people, like, one of the criticisms I heard about this film is that it's a bunch of action sequences and the dialogue is just there to move you to the next action sequence. I don't know where the fuck people get that. Like,
well, I mean, that's how you structure a movie.
Well, I mean, yeah. Like the action sequences are punctuation points in the story. There is a fucking story to this movie. Like I said, it has that whole theming. Like I said, it has the revenge theming. It has the theme of, like, you know, the shit, like the atrocities of war, or not the atrocities of war, but
the
like
action scenes are a lot of the characterization.
Yeah.
I mean, how those conflicts play out physically is a lot about the characters.
It definitely is. And they give you, like, just enough character scenes, too. You know, like, you get, like, those little scenes of, like, oh, people are fucking terrified of Scarlet Witch because of that shit that happened. You know, like she didn't use her powers well enough, and she ended up killing a bunch of people. She was horribly fucking guilt-ridden over it. And then she's just fucking put under house arrest, and they're trying to pretend like she's not. And, like, she knows what's going on after a while. And, like, fucking Hawkeye shows up, and, yeah, oh my god. Whew. Just, yeah. So, yeah, like, and also, okay, the action sequences in this movie. There are pretty much, like, 4 major action sequences in this flick, and they're spread out fairly well. There's the first thing in Logos where they're, like, the Avengers are going after, I think Crossbone is his name? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going after him and his guys, and it's like a bit of a chase sequence and kind of like this more technical, militaristic fight.
Romanoff just completely owning that entire sequence.
Right. So, yeah, like, yeah, you have that kind of, you know, action sequence where it's like more hand-to-hand combat, like, you know, Cap being launched, like, the characters could kind of combine their powers working as a team.
And, you know, in that one, they do something a lot in this movie that they haven't done in the previous ones. They really display in normal movement the incredible power that a lot of these characters have.
Yes.
Like Cap, like, plant kicks a truck into a guy.
Right.
When Bucky, and T'Challa are running ahead of traffic. It's just small things like that they really haven't done much.
Yeah, that was really nice. Them running in front of traffic was great. Yeah, and that was the other big action. The second action set piece was, you know, it's the staircase fight that leads into that chase sequence where Bucky just gets fed up of being chased by fucking T'Challa. And he just takes a guy off his motorcycle and just tries to get away from this fucking crazy Black Kenyan who's just chasing his ass down in a fucking cat suit. Like, that was great. Then there's the big airport fight, and then there's the Bucky and Cap versus Iron Man fight. And, like, every fight just feels so different. Every fight uses the character's abilities in different ways, gives them a completely different feel. It's not just 15 minutes of characters just slamming into each other, just the equivalent of a kid just smacking his fucking action figures against one another. And, oh, you scared the kitty.
Hi, Winston. Do you have an opinion about Civil War?
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Was it a good movie, buddy? Was it, boy? Huh?
And it's because each of the action sequences, it wasn't like the movie stopped and went, now we have the summer action sequence. They each had a different point. They had a different purpose.
Yes.
They had a different scale.
Yeah, oh my god, yes.
And the airport fight, one beautiful thing about the airport fight is they do what movies tend to shy away from. They didn't scale everybody's power level to be equal.
No, not at all.
It was like different guys could do different things, so it's like, can you hit that guy? No, you hit that guy.
Yeah, oh my god, and of course, they had to do it, because, like, fucking Ant-Man riding the arrow, that was great. Because almost like, you know, if you're going to have Ant-Man and Hawkeye, like, on the same team together, you gotta have them ride the arrow. That's like having fucking Colossus and Wolverine and not doing the fastball special. It's just, you gotta do it. And like, that I felt was super well done, and he gets all up in fucking... Because, like, I love how they really show, like, no, like Ant-Man's like a tiny dude. He's useful. Like, he gets all up in fucking Tony's armor, and he's just like, who's in here? It's like, you're conscious. We haven't spoken in a while. It's just... Oh, God. I know, like, a lot of people are gonna fucking, like, it's, like, in comparison to the movie that shall not be named, you know, that one was super gritty and super serious, and this one was too light and jokey. Okay, there is really one sequence in this entire movie that is light and jokey, and that is the airport fight. And that's only because you have fucking Ant-Man. Okay, that and when Tony shows up at Peter's apartment. But yeah, like the airport fight, like you have Ant-Man and Spider-Man there.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like of course you're gonna have those characters being, and of course you have Clint is just like, I don't think we know each other. My name's Clint. It's like, I do not care.
God, fucking Black Panther. I cannot wait for Black Panther's movie because we already had the Black Panther origin story.
Right? Oh my god!
So now we get to just
that was Black
Panthering.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
God.
I love that we don't even fucking need origins for these fucking characters anymore. Like these simple characters.
They accomplished something very, very meta, which I love. A lot of the whole point of the Marvel experiment was to make a really complicated movie with a lot of really weird different characters by giving them their own movies, their own introductions, and having the set piece movie later, the Avengers, the whole payoff thing. They did a very metatextual joke here where we've had so many fucking Spider-Man reboots that it's a zeitgeist joke that nobody needs to know Spider-Man's origin story anymore. So, like, the movie that should not be named still did a huge-ass flashback of Batman's.
Yeah.
Spider-Man? No, he just shows up and that's Spider-Man. Does everyone in America understand Spider-Man? Yeah? Okay, let's go.
Thing is, though...
Because this isn't a Spider-Man movie, it got to be the best version of Spider-Man. Because he doesn't have to carry the emotional weight of the whole narrative.
He really doesn't.
So he gets to be Spider-Man. He gets to be weird, he gets to be way too young, he gets to be completely out of tone with the rest of the movie, the way Spider-Man's supposed to be in a big ensemble piece.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Like, let me just say, like, because when reviews started coming out for this, I kept hearing, Tom Holland, best Spider-Man of all time, best Spider-Man. I'm like, okay, guys, come on. He was in the movie for, like, what, 15 minutes? Let's be fucking real here. No, fuck it, they were right. I'm sorry, I was an idiot, and that is the best fucking Spider-Man. Because, like, it really nails all the things like that I feel that the other Spider-Man movies didn't fucking get. First off, I've always had a huge issue with the suits in the other Spider-Man movies. Because I'm like, a kid can't make those suits. That's just like that disconnect I have. You know, it just kind of broke my suspension of disbelief. So I was like, this broke-ass kid from Queens cannot make this nice-looking suit at all. Not happening. So when you see him and he has like this shitty fucking homemade suit, and then he gets the real suit from Tony, that was nice. Like they gave an explanation to how he got this sweet suit. Also, okay, so he's got like the scaling Ditko eyes. Which two things I like about that. One, like they gave like an in-universe reason for him needing those because his senses are so heightened that like it helps him focus. That's why he wore those dark ass goggles to focus his senses on that, or his sight on that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that helps focus his eyesight. I really like that concept. Also, I like the fact that his the mechanism for that is basically like a camera shutter.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of tying into the whole Peter Parker's a photographer thing that'll come in whenever he's a photographer later on. I've heard people, like, the dumbest fucking criticism I've heard of this goddamn Spider-Man is he's too young. He is too young. They made him too goddamn... He's fucking Spider-Man! He should be 16! God damn it! He is 16 when he gets his fucking powers. He should be, like, they're doing the young fucking high school Spider-Man, and they're doing it fucking right. Like, he's not, like, overly fucking angsty. He's not fucking, like, too goddamn cool to actually be the kid who got fucking picked on. He is this weird, awkward fucking dork of a kid with fucking superpowers, running around in, like, a spider leotard, swinging from rooftops, sticking to walls, and fighting crime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, God.
I guess, like, we traded the townhouse for a project apartment, but on balance, Aunt May is now Marissa Tomei.
Yeah. Which, I like the idea of, like, Aunt May being younger, because one of those things that I always thought was weird, at least, like, once I got older, I was just like, why is Aunt May so old? Peter's, like, 16. Why is she, like, 80? I just never got behind that. I was just like, she's too damn old, like, to be an aunt. Like, she feels like a great aunt, not an aunt. Mm. So it was always really weird. So, like, her just being, like, being, like, 50, that's cool, because that's Marissa Tomei's 50. They got, like, a 50-year-old woman. They got a super hot 50-year-old woman. Most fuckable Aunt May to date. And I'm even including, what was it? Like, Ultimate Spider-Man.
I was going to say, the Brian Michael Bendis one from the Ultimate Universe?
Yeah, like, even that Aunt May is less fuckable than the Marissa Tomei Aunt May. So, congratulations, Marissa Tomei, on the title of Most Fuckable Aunt May. Wear that badge with pride. Everything about this fucking Spider-Man I loved. He was quippy without, like, that's the other thing. He was quippy without being, like, an asshole or being overly confident. Like, he still comes off, he's quippy, he's chatty, but he comes off as, once again, still that awkward, dorky kid.
Yeah, he just wasn't shutting the fuck up.
Yeah. I fucking love it when he was just like, Captain America, big fan. It's just like, he's fanboying out. And it's just like, sorry, Mr. Stark, like, really expect me to do a good job, guys.
They start talking, he starts talking to Cap in the middle of the fight. And it starts, like, I don't know if they're just nodding to that whole arc in Civil War. Because they start to have that discussion. Like, what else did Tony tell you about you? You think you're right, but you're wrong. And that makes you dangerous. And I'm like, they're doing it. They're doing the conversation.
Right? Oh, my God. Okay, so my favorite scene, possibly in this entire movie, is when Cap's hands get webbed, and he does that fucking spin that he's done in the other movies. He just fucking sends Spider-Man flying into a fucking truck. I was just like, oh, shit. Suck it, Spider-Boy.
Like, Spider-Man, he shows up, and he's not out of his depth at all. He's just, because that's his thing. He's got the spider sense, he's got the senses. Ant-Man is the one struggling to figure out what the fuck's going on and how he's supposed to be helping. And when he hands that truck to Captain America, and he's like, throw this at this. That was beautiful. He's just like, how do I fucking... you take this. And then, oh my God, I thought it was a water truck.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can I say, I just love how, like, Ant-Man and Spider-Man just get fucking dropped in this movie. They had no fucking place in it, really, until they just like, I got the guy. And just, there's fucking Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. He's just like, Captain America, it's an honor. I'm shaking your hand too long. That was so...
I love that line Falcon has, where he and Bucky are running from Spider-Man. He says, everybody's got a gimmick now. Because it is. It's a rapid evolution of the way it happened. But yeah, I mean... Everybody had a concrete reason for existing. Shit, half of them worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. And then fucking Spider-Man is...
Yeah, I fucking... Oh, God.
So begins the age of marvels and wonders.
Right? God, just wait till we start getting fucking Doctor Strange.
Oh, my God.
You brought the Black Panther movie earlier. Mm-hmm. Do you know who's directing the Black Panther movie? Mm-hmm. The guy who directed Creed.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that Black Panther movie even more now. Yeah.
Oh my God, Wakanda was in a movie. What the fuck?
Right? Well, then, like, Wakanda's been in 2 movies now, but because it was in Age of Ultron.
Well, they talked about it.
No, they went there. That's where they confronted Claw. Yeah, because people were like, damn it, they went to Wakanda, they didn't even fucking show...
I was going to say, they were in Wakanda for that?
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure, like, that, like, because they were trying to stop Ultron from getting that vibranium. And, like, Claw had... I think they got the vibranium from Claw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I know that's where Claw got the vibranium, so I'm assuming they went to Wakanda, like, that was in Wakanda.
No, he wasn't... Claw wasn't in Wakanda.
Was it?
No,
Oh.
I mean, that's clearly where he got the vibranium, but...
Yeah, because I just know that he is a Black Panther villain.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, I guess maybe I just don't remember it right then. I guess it was just name dropped in that one and then shown in this one. But yeah, oh my God, you know, but still, like, yeah, we got Wakanda, we got to see the fucking Panther statues and shit. It was great. Just, like, so much about this movie is just done right. Like, let's see. What else? Because it's just one great sequence after another. Okay, something that actually did bother me. The one thing that bugged the fuck out of me in this movie was, during the airport fight, where the fuck is Vision for the first half of that? He just completely fucks off, and I'm like, he's the second most OP guy in this. Where are you in this fight? Like, he isn't there, and it bugged the shit out of me. Like, he finally shows up later on, and I'm like, okay, there he is.
Was he there at the start of the fight?
Yeah, he was there. Like, he was actually, like, when they were doing the whole running at each other, like, yeah, he was, like, flying through the air, and, like, you know, like, Scarlet Witch was flying up as well. And,
I guess, like, for most of the fight, I figured he was tagging with Scarlet Witch, but Scarlet Witch kept showing up in other people's fights.
yeah, that's the thing, that's what fucked me up, was I kept seeing her, I was like, oh, okay, like, he must be fighting her, and then I would see her show up and fighting other guys, and I'm like, wait, if she's fighting these guys, who is he beating the other...
I can imagine him floating around like, I don't want to fight any of these people.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I guess I don't have to.
Oof. Yeah. Oh, Giant Man.
Yeah, just in the middle of that fight, like, I've got a thing I could do.
Oh my God! Yeah, I heard rumors.
Particles.
Yeah, like I heard rumors that Iron Man or Giant Man was going to be in it, and I was just like, but I didn't really look into it. Apparently, it was just like straight up like an action figure leak, so people knew for a fact it was going to happen. I had only heard the rumor, so when he goes, so I wasn't entirely expecting it. So when he goes like, well, I got this thing I can do. I tried it once, like it almost tore me in half, but it's like I blacked out. And it's just like, oh my God, he's gonna do it, and he's. Did you guys ever see that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back? Like
that's just the whole radio. Tony, where did you get this kid?
Yeah. Let me just say another thing. Something that completely broke my suspension of disbelief. I refuse to believe that Peter Parker does not know the name of the AT-AT. Nope. No. Not at all. He knows what the fucking AT-AT is.
I don't know, man. I mean, Peter was a science nerd, not a sci-fi nerd.
Ah, shit. But Aggro, haven't you seen the Big Bang Attack? Everyone knows they're one and the same. You can't have one without the other.
Did you just say the Big Bang Attack?
Big shit. The Big Bang Theory. Shit.
Wow.
Aggro, Dragon Ball's ruined my life, okay?
Yeah, it has.
It's all I think about. It's in my nightmares.
So
I masturbate to Chi-Chi porn constantly because nothing else can arouse me.
Well, I mean,
my life is hell.
So we keep agitating that Black Widow never got her own movie. Why didn't Black Widow get her own movie? And I never really minded it, but now I absolutely demand we get a Black Widow Spider-Man awkward buddy cop team-up movie.
Honestly, if I want to see Spidey team up with anyone, I kind of want it to be Daredevil. Honestly, there are 3 Spider-Man team-ups I want to see. I want to see Spider-Man Daredevil.
Because this Spider-Man is not ready for how grimdark Daredevil is.
Yeah. Like, I want to see Spider-Man Daredevil. I want to see Spider-Man Punisher. And, God willing, one day, maybe, Spider-Man Blade. Especially considering they're going to introduce real magic soon. They can just say real vampires. They're fucking vampires. They're magical fucking beings. They're not scientific abominations or whatever. They're not diseases. They're fucking magical monsters. I want that so bad. Oh my god, I can't wait for Spider-Man Homecoming. Like, have you heard that, like, who's it talks to be the main villain and who it is? Michael Keaton is Vulture.
Wow.
Yeah. If that's true, oh my god.
Wow, doing Vulture.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Also talks of eventually integrating Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin in.
Ooh.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah, Spider-Man and Kingpin is always good.
Yeah. Speaking of crossing movies and shows, one thing I really wish, just this one little tiny line of dialogue I wanted, was when Stark is talking to Parker, I was really hoping that there'd be like a line of just, so your powers what, like Inhuman? Like just throw that out there, because like the Inhumans, especially right now in S.H.I.E.L.D., have been such a big thing. I really feel like that should have been like his first guess as to where Peter got his powers, especially if he got them like 6 months ago. That kind of lines up with S.H.I.E.L.D. So I'm just like, come on, just fucking. Also, okay, so yeah, he goes to find a superhero in Queens. Really disappointed that while he was in New York, he didn't like swing by Hell's Kitchen to pick up Jessica Jones. I mean, I can understand like him not being able to find Daredevil's blind ass, but Jessica Jones would have been really cool to see like on that team, just ready to kick the shit out of everyone.
God.
Could you just imagine her just showing up in like a denim jacket and freaking jeans, and they're like,
I don't know what she could have accomplished really, because I mean she's super strong, but she's not like good at fighting, and she's not super invulnerable.
True, but Hawkeye shoots arrows.
Yeah, arrows. Arrows kill people.
I'm just saying though, the guy with the bow and quiver and everything, just like he's throwing down with all these supers. Let the girl with actual superpowers be there.
True,
I mean,
but I mean,
we also established
really good at fighting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Parker isn't invulnerable. I mean, he gets fucked up.
Yeah, but he's fucking Spider-Man. He's got the sense of the agility.
I love that fucking post-credit scene where it's like, oh yeah, he was a really big guy. Yeah, man. I got a few hits in myself. Just oh god, it's like when he fucking, it's just like when he blocks the punch from Bucky, he's just like, do you have a metal arm? That's awesome!
I love the webbing design in this movie. It looked really good.
Yeah. Oh god, speaking of webbing, one more tiny thing that bothered me. When Cap got his hands webbed up, after he does that spin, you see him like the next frame, his hands are freed and there's not like a single bit of web residue on him. I'm like, he should have still had something there just for the sake of continuity. Like, I don't say he ripped it, but like he should have had, I don't know. Oh god, Peggy Carter dying. I was not prepared for that. That was heartbreaking. Oh fuck. Also I also wasn't prepared for the ship with Sharon Carter. Yeah. Because like a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, that just came out of nowhere." I'm like, "Did you guys not see Winter Soldier?"
Right.
Like that was.
I had completely forgotten who she was, and she keeps showing up on promotional art.
Right.
And I'm like, "Who the fuck is this blonde?"
Yeah. It's like because I saw her, I'm like, "Oh, it's that blonde chick from the from Winter Soldier." And I think she was also in Age of Ultron. So yeah. Another great fucking thing is just, you know, like we talk so much about the airport fight, but like the final confrontation though. Oh my god, like they fucking get to Baron Zemo or to Zemo, and you find out just his big evil fucking master plan. You know, everything was like oh man, he's gonna like have a fucking super soldier army of just fucking Winter Soldiers. He shot them all in the head. What? And then you find out it's just like, oh no, I don't want more of you people out here. And it's just, you know, it's just like, I don't want you destroying everything. And just, you find out just this really tragic, horrible, fucked up thing of like, the Avengers dropped a fucking city on his family.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. Fuck. That was... Whew.
Which, I mean, like, for all the other, like, oh, you know, I blame you for this, like, I blame you for New York, and I blame you for this, I'm like, guys, come on, you can't eat... Sokovia was totally... Yeah, that was totally on Tony. Yeah. No,
yeah.
Was...
That's one of those things, though, too, because, like, you know, people keep talking about, like, yeah, the Avengers need to be policed and all that, and I like how they did a really balance the two sides.
Yeah, because Captain America is wrong, Iron Man does everything incorrectly.
I don't know, like, I can't say that... I understand Cap's perspective, though, because he makes a really valid point of... And that's the thing, though, because I've actually heard other people argue this in reviews, where it's just like, you know, why are they even arguing this? Clearly Iron Man's side is right. And I hear other people argue, like, why the hell are they even arguing this? Clearly Captain America's side is right. I'm like, the fact that people in their reviews are going, well, clearly Blank Guy's right, and there's a disconnection there.
Yeah, because
there isn't a right answer.
Civil War addresses a very basic idea of civilization and the role of law.
Mm-hmm.
Because Captain America's like, if I have the power to fix something that I think is wrong, I'm going to unilaterally act in the way I believe that's correct, which is anarchy. Which is an interesting thing for Captain America to take up. As a soldier, he's advocating anarchy and the rule through might.
I'll have to think about that one, because that's just... I don't know, it's just... Because his whole ideal is the right for people to choose. You know? Like, his whole philosophy always boils back down to freedom. The idea of choice. The right to have a choice and make your own decisions. You know, and as long as you're not directly hurting anyone. And he does make that good point of, like, if the military says, like, don't get involved in this, but you can get involved in this, like, who's to keep them? Like, you know, it's like, oh, well, we should get involved in this, but they won't let us. Oh, well, we don't believe in this cause. Oh, we have to. Like, I think he makes a really strong case there. So, yeah, God damn it, it's just, yeah, they do play the two sides really well, I thought. It's just, you know, things just completely go to shit once you throw in the Bucky element. And I do like that Bucky is this weird catalyst that just causes what should be, like, this political debate between these characters into an all-out fucking clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm.
And just them completely clashing, them just throwing down, and then you get that big fucking reveal at the end, or near the end, where it's just like, he starts playing that Winter Soldier footage of Tony's parents.
Which I remember months ago, I was digging around, I'm like, wait a minute, I started looking it up, and I was like, yeah, Winter Soldier killed Tony's parents. That was a thing.
Yeah.
It's the whole movie, I'm like...
Yeah, like, I had completely forgotten that they'd hinted at that in Winter Soldier, because I was like, oh god, they did do that in Winter Soldier, and I'm like, it's just like, you know, did you know? Did you know? It's like, yeah, and it's just... And
I love how, like, rationally speaking, yes, Tony Stark should be able to understand that the person standing there was fucking mind controlled and that he wasn't directly responsible for that event. However, this is Tony Stark we're talking about. I'm kind of surprised he wasn't drunk during that scene.
Yeah,
this whole movie was his low, stress-fueled collapse.
Yeah, it's just, oh my god, like, he sees that video, he just, like, especially, like once he sees his mother's neck just, like, he goes stark raving mad.
Yeah, because Tony Stark is a man who doesn't have an ideal of right or wrong outside of himself.
I'm really disappointed you didn't grow into my pun. I have been
I went right fucking past it. Fuck you.
I have been holding that in for 6 fucking days, you piece of shit!
I graciously pretended it never happened.
6 fucking days for nothing! God damn it! But yeah, just...
Tony Stark, I mean, one of the reasons he hates Captain America is because he's a paragon of good. He's an ideal that his own father held up all the time as this perfect idea of good.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony Stark doesn't really have an ideal outside of his own accomplishment to fight for. So when he gets an excuse to be on the side of just vengeance, his mind just shuts down and he takes it. And he throws a petulant tantrum all up and down Bucky's ass.
Yeah. Oh my god. And the thing is, though, I mean, It's just fucking yeah. I just start going ape shit like that. On one level, I'm like, wow, that is so immature on his part. I feel like it should be more. But I'm like, no, that's Tony Stark. That's Tony Stark, and just that fucking line though. He killed my mother. Mm-hmm. It's just like, you know, because like yeah, he talks about his father a lot. You never hear him talk about his mother ever. So when he goes like, he killed my mother, it's just like, oh, like I just, oh. I've heard people like people complain like, oh, Tony Stark isn't fun anymore. Like these movies are really like, you know, he hasn't been fun in a while. It's just like he is old and tired and sick of this shit.
It's the whole point of Tony Stark's character. Tony Stark's a lot of fun. Well, alcoholism.
Yeah. Like, I'm surprised that they've never really touched on how much of an alcoholic he is, and him.
I mean, they pick it up a little in 2, but they never really go anywhere with it.
Yeah, like he never has that full downward spiral, and it's kind of a disappointment that they've never gone that route because that is kind of Tony Stark as a character. Like he has these demons that he kind of wrestles with, and he has these vices, and they never tackled that. Like he seems to have like his inner demons seem to come more from this. I don't know. I guess. Trying to live up to his father's ideals of of what's right, doing what he believes to be the right thing, being this pure virtuous individual, like holding himself up to that Captain America standard, mm-hmm. which he is fucking despised Cap for this entire time.
Yeah. I mean, he's a nihilist trying to be a superhero.
Yeah. Everything in this movie that I thought was just so goddamn pitch perfect. Kind of surprised I didn't kill anyone. I really thought.
I mean, Thor was already dead in the comics in Civil War,
right?
And I don't think Tony Stark was going to make a robot Thor without Reed Richards to kill. Shit, what was the name of the guy they killed?
I don't know. I just thought he was a giant black dude.
Yeah,
like literally a giant.
Yeah.
He got blasted through the chest.
I find it really interesting that, like I said, a lot of this conflict comes from Tony's mental state.
Yeah.
Wherein, in his first movie, he does the exact same thing that Captain America is advocating right now. He just goes wherever he wants, kills whoever he wants, and it installs his version of correct order. But he's just been so broken down by the perceived cost of it that he just immediately bitches out to the first governmental authority that wants to put him in check. Because he doesn't want the responsibility.
Yeah.
It's all about his continuing avoidance of responsibility.
See, that's weird, though, because, I guess this is also kind of like an after result of Age of Ultron, because that's all his fault.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is his goddamn fault.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, like him just going, nope, fuck it, done. Yeah, and the fact that, once you have, that mother walk up to him, it's like, that was my son. He died in Sokovia.
Yeah. It's made him scared to act. Mm-hmm. Because his only ideal was his personal achievement, and that almost destroyed the fucking planet.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, anyone who gets mad at Sokovia, though, that is totally Tony's fault. He should, whenever people, just like any other friggin', events, no, the Avengers, you need them for, to quell these events.
I don't know why he's not in super prison. I don't. Because, it's not like the Justice League. He's not his own country.
Going back to a parallel to the movie that shall not be named. You have horribly, horribly fucked up when Superman dying has far, 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 far less of an emotional impact on the audience than War Machine. I almost said Warhammer. War Machine getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Cause when freaking War Machine just falls, I'm like, I'm like my stomach, there was a pit in my stomach when he hit the ground. I was like, oh, he's not a super soldier. He's a brittle old black man in a robo suit. That hurt like a bitch. He could be dead.
Was Rhodes ever paralyzed in the comic? Because I know Tony was for a while.
I don't know. I've never run into a comic. I don't think I've actually ever read a comic with Rhodes in it. Yeah. Like, I haven't even read Secret Wars. So, yeah. Oh, speaking of Secret Wars, hey, did you know they're renaming the Infinity War movies? Yeah, like the names are pending right now, because apparently they're like, yeah, calling it Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2 is kind of disingenuous, because it's really two separate films. It's not going to be one big movie, it's two separate films that, like, one directly leads into the next. And people are kind of throwing around the idea that that the first part might end up being Secret War. So if we get Secret War, we might get the symbiote. We get the symbiote, we might get a proper origin story for Venom. We might get a proper version of Venom.
I mean, we don't have Doctor Doom.
True.
And God, most of the rest of the villains in Secret Wars sucked.
Yeah, I think it might just have to be a whole. It might just have to be an all-hero thing.
Yeah, like, do we have enough of a cogent rogues gallery for Civil War?
Well, let's see. Jessica Jones killed the Purple Man.
Yeah.
There's Elektra now. He's
Red
like the
Skull
zombie.
got voiped into a different dimension, so he might still be in play.
Yeah, Loki. Let's see, like Red Skull, Loki. Hopefully they don't kill the Vulture.
The Abomination is probably still around.
Yeah, the Abomination is still alive. He's just locked up. He's supposed to be locked up in that maximum security prison that they
Did
locked
Whiplash
him in.
survive?
No, he was. I think he was blown up.
Phase 1 and 2 didn't really leave a lot of villains alive.
Nope. Fuck him.
Iron Man just fucking kills people all day.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Kingsley's still around.
Actually, did you ever see that that thing with that little short film with the real Mandarin?
I heard about it.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I think that the implication was that like the real Mandarin killed fake Mandarin. Yeah. We still got Thanos. He's still doing his thing.
Maybe we can we'll get the Iron Fist series in on time, and Fing Fang Foom.
We can keep crossing our fingers for that Fing Fang Foom appearance. I want him. I want the Iron Fist Doctor Strange crossover movie where they have to fight Fing Fang Foom and Dormammu. Honestly, what was it? I was talking to someone, it's like, shit, man, where the hell do you go after Thanos? I'm like, Dormammu. And then he just kind of paused. He's like, huh. Yeah, I guess he like, yeah, you have like that cosmic aspect, and then like, I guess like as far as like the magical end of the spectrum, yeah, Dormammu's your parallel.
And after that, you've just got to go to Marvel's like high god parallel characters.
Yeah. Unless they ever get the Fantastic Four rights back, and we can finally have goddamn Galactus. And I can finally have my fucking Silver Surfer movie! I've been wanting for like 20 goddamn years!
I just want someone competent to make Doctor Doom. Because they can keep the rest of the whole fucking universe. I want Doctor Doom.
Yeah. I feel like, goddamn it, like if they did another Fantastic Four movie, could they do Doctor Doom again? Because like the first friggin' Fantastic Four movie, every friggin' Fantastic Four movie has always been Doc Doom, because that's the dude you do. You do Doc Doom. It's just like, can we do Doc Doom again?
I want just a Doctor Doom movie. His origin story's awesome.
He burned his face.
No, the thing before that with the gypsies.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, okay.
And then the face burning.
But yeah, so Civil War. Perfect movie. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah, it does very little wrong.
I'm not sure a lot of the CG is going to age well. Because it looks weird.
Oh,
and
speaking of...
super young Robert Downey Jr. was kind of creepy.
Okay, so super young Robert Downey Jr. That... Like, the whole time I'm like, I know it's a CGI, and I'm looking. I'm like staring at it the whole time, like... I'm like, come on, where's the Uncanny Valley? And it wasn't until, like, it really got really close up on his face, and they were trying to do, like, the whole emoting thing, and it's just like, yeah, you saw like, that little bit of that twinge of sadness. Yeah, because, like, it was like staring at the Dr. Manhattan. It's like, you're trying to look for that hint of emotion, that little twinge of, like, that's not normal. So, yeah, I thought that looked great, though. Like, as far as, like, de-aging CGI, and the fact that, like, you know, they had the excuse of it was a hologram to fall back on, like, yeah, that didn't look 100% convincing. Hologram. Yeah, that was not really supposed to be him. That was hologram. I think the CGI aged fairly well. Because, I don't know, man, like Spider-Man looked so goddamn good in this.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've always thought the Vision looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It's really just a couple of scenes with Tony in the suit, with the whole helmet retracted, and where it just looked kind of janky to me.
Huh. That's so weird considering how long they've been doing it. I didn't even notice those. Because, like, usually when I look at, like, the CGI, I'm looking for, like, I keep waiting for them, like, to fuck up with Vision, because I'm like, okay, this is an all-CGI character, let's see you fuck him up. Oh my god, I love the ship between him and Scarlet Witch.
That was nice.
Like all the scenes from them are clearly just building up their relationship for a future movie. And I am just... Oh god, everything in this movie, Aggro, was done right.
I have to admit, every now and then, when I'm looking at Vision, I have to remind myself he's not Red Tornado.
Oh, shit. Yeah, this... Oh, God. Everything about this, just from the interaction to the characters, were really well balanced. It had good, strong themings. It really built off of the previous movies really well. Like I said, I think it's the best Cat movie. I think it's the best Iron Man movie. I think it's the best fucking Avengers movie. It knocks all these things out of the park. It pretty much shakes up the status quo enough to where it's just like, okay, like, you know, the Avengers are divided. You know, things aren't really going to be the same.
Yeah, so we end with Avengers in Exile and Tony Stark, director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. It just hits all the right beats. The fucking Russo brothers, man, they're geniuses. They, like everyone kept talking about, like, you know, the movie that shall not be named. Oh, it did too much. It was doing too... No, this movie did too much and still fucking knocked it out of the park. Like,
do we have room for more subplots? Sure. Throw a couple scenes in there.
Right? Like Age of Ultron, like, I thought handled its stuff fairly well. A lot of people kind of shit on that one, but I thought I handled this shit really well. This, no. Like, fucking, like, Civil War, this was just that pitch-perfect balance. And the fact that the Russo brothers are directing the next Avengers films, that's awesome. Because they have proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt, one, they can make huge money-making films, and two, they can knock the fuck out of an ensemble cast film. So yeah, that was just... Oh. Can't wait. I can't believe this is happening. Like, we have a full cinematic universe that is just... It's the comics, man.
Growing up, we'd go to the movies and be like, I wonder if this movie's going to be good. We have a whole series now where we don't have to do that. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, these movies are going to be good for like the next 10 years. Hooray.
Yeah, like, because even like when I don't think they're good, I still appreciate them as expansions of the lore. Because I kind of take them like I do like an actual comic book. It's just like, yeah, I mean, that was kind of a jank-ass story, but what it adds or, you know, subtracted from the universe, you know, I usually end up appreciating in the long run.
God, what are box sets going to look like in the future?
Of this franchise?
Of this franchise and the other franchises this experiment's going to spawn.
Right. I don't know, man, because, you know, if you're going to, like, have, like, the full franchise, I mean, do you include the Netflix shows?
Yeah,
and, like,
all the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and like when you put them on the disc, do you have them all separate and include a handy guide for chronological watching order, or do you do it in release order, or do you...
I just imagine it's just like, you know, you have a special disc count, like, or episode counts on, like, the S.H.I.E.L.D. disc, where it's just like, you have like just like 1, 2 of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then Thor: The Dark World, like another disc of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Fucking Blu-ray, so it's like, you know, please insert Thor: The Dark World or skip to next episode.
Right, and it's just like, please stop here to put in Winter Soldier, and then go on. It's like, stop here to go, and then it's like, okay, now go ahead and marathon all of Daredevil.
And they can in the future go back and insert stuff into continuity.
Yeah. Wow. Goddamn. Also, I'm really hoping that the Sokovia Accord plays a role in some of these other movies, because I feel like it has to, because it's already affecting S.H.I.E.L.D. Like the Inhumans are, like, Talbot shows up, like this military general. I think he's in season 2 of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he shows up, and, He's just like, yeah, like, you know, like, he goes to S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters, like, we need to know what Inhumans you have. We need to register them. Please don't make this a big fucking issue. And so like, that's playing a role. So I'm kind of hoping that, like, maybe in the Luke Cage series, it comes up like, hey, you, the guy with the superpowers, where's your registration papers?
Papers, please.
But yeah, I am just... This franchise is amazing. Like, even when it's bad, it's still interesting at very least. And, like, I mean, our next movie, like, yeah, we're getting Doctor Strange, super pumped for that. After that, we're getting Thor Ragnarok. I have never particularly cared for a Thor film. But, you know, maybe this last one will do it for me. Crossing my fingers. Because I do want to see, like, just, like, a Thor film that completely knocks out of the park. Like, at least, you know, Iron Man 1 quality Thor film. Like, maybe that's too much to ask for, but... there's a memorable villain. That would be nice, too.
Yeah, Malekith got kind of shafted. And it sucked, because it was Christopher Eccleston, and I really like that guy.
Yeah. But God, his fucking character was boring. It's like... Because I even have trouble remembering his name. Like, yeah, Malekith. But it's like... I'm like, because, you know, I start naming off the villains. I'll remember all of them, and I'll be like... And then there's, like, the Dark Elf from you know, Labyrinth, and...
He and the guy with him, they had a fascinating, you know, story and build-up, and then it's just... The movie wasn't about that at all.
Nope. It was just
because
another...
Hiddleston's here.
Yeah. Because that movie just felt like this big old, like... Okay, now we have one more Infinity Stone. Now we have set up one more movie.
Loki ate that fucking movie.
Huh?
Loki ate that fucking movie.
Yeah. Fuck it. Stop putting Loki in Thor movies, please. I know the fangirls won't go to it as much. Hopefully they'll still go for Thor's flowing locks. But also, can we please just put Thor's helmet on more often? I mean, he can have it off during battle so that way his hair's flowing in his face, I guess. But can we show him wearing it a little bit more often? Please? Go watch...
He's going to be in the next one. He's ruling Asgard.
Yeah. Go watch Civil War, faggots.